Deep in the heart of the Amazon forest, two children live alone. A boy, just 10 years old. His name is Chico. A girl, only 7. His sister, Luna. Their parents are no more. Their home. Nothing but a broken hut, falling apart in silence. And yet, inside those shattered walls, burns the fire of survival. Every morning, Chico hides little Luna under old blankets and broken wood. He whispers, "Don't come out, no matter what." Then, he steps into the forest, where danger waits at every turn. The forest was never silent. Leaves rustled like whispers of spirits. Birds screeched warnings. And far away, the growl of something hungry. Chico moved barefoot across the forest floor. His stomach ached, but hunger was not his greatest fear. Behind every tree, danger watched him. Hunters with spears. Jaguars in the shadows. Poisonous snakes that moved like ropes of death. But he had no choice. Luna was waiting. If he didn't return with food, his sister would starve. That morning, he carried nothing but a sharpened stick. His eyes were sharp. His ears, trained to hear the faintest sound. He had survived many days before. But today something felt different. From the bushes ahead, a sudden snap. Chico froze. A hunter? An animal? Or something worse? He raised his stick. The air grew cold. And then, crash! A shadow leaped from the trees, faster than his eyes could follow. Chico's heart slammed against his ribs. From the thicket, a blur of spotted fur and gleaming eyes broke through. It was a jaguar. Silent. Deadly. The king of the Amazon. Chico gripped his stick tighter. His legs trembled, but he did not run. He couldn't. Running meant turning his back. Running meant death. The jaguar's golden eyes locked on him. Its growl rumbled through the ground beneath his feet. One step closer. Another. Chico remembered what his father once said, long before death stole him away. Never show your back to the forest. Never show your fear. He lowered his stick. His tiny hands shook, but he planted his feet. The jaguar crouched. Its muscles rippled. It was ready to spring. And then, Chico screamed. Not in fear, but in defiance. A sharp, piercing cry that echoed through the trees. The jaguar stopped. For 1 second, the forest fell silent. And in that second, Chico moved. He jabbed his stick into the dirt, snapping loose a trap he had hidden days ago. Snap! Vines whipped upward, and sharpened stakes swung from above. The jaguar snarled, leaping back, its paw barely grazed. The trap had not caught it. But it had scared it. The beast growled, glaring, then melted back into the shadows of the jungle. Gone. Chico's chest heaved. His legs almost gave way. But he smiled. He had survived. Again. But danger in the Amazon never comes alone. Far away, in the broken hut, Luna waited in silence. Her little hands clutched the ragged blanket, her wide eyes staring into the cracks of the wall. She prayed Chico would return. Meanwhile, deeper in the forest, the sound of footsteps. Not an animal. Not a beast. But men. Hunters. Their voices were low, their spears sharp. And this time, they were not after animals. They were after Chico. The footsteps grew louder. Branches snapped. Leaves crunched. Chico crouched low, pressing himself against the trunk of a wide ceiba tree. His heart raced, but his breathing slowed, just as his father once taught him. 3 men emerged through the undergrowth. Hunters. Their skin painted with ash, their eyes sharp like knives. Spears gleamed in their hands, and nets hung across their backs. One of them whispered, "The boy is close. I can smell the smoke from his hut." Another laughed, "The villagers don't want him alive. They say he brings curses." Chico's chest tightened. His fists clenched around the wooden stick. The villagers hated him and Luna. Called them cursed. Called them ghost children. But they were only children, alone, trying to survive. The hunters moved closer. Chico backed away slowly, each step silent, careful not to snap a twig. But the forest betrayed him. Crack. A dry branch broke beneath his heel. The hunters froze. Their eyes shot toward the tree. One raised his spear. Another shouted, "There!" Chico bolted. Through vines, across mud, leaping over roots as sharp as claws, he ran. His bare feet slapped the forest floor, his lungs burned, but he did not stop. Behind him, the hunters gave chase. Their spears sliced the air. Their footsteps thundered like drums of war. Chico darted left, sliding down a slope of damp leaves. His small body moved fast, ducking under branches. He knew the forest better than they did. But still, they were men. Strong, ruthless, merciless. He spotted a narrow stream ahead. If he crossed it, maybe he could lose them. He plunged into the cold water, splashing through. His stick clutched tight in his hand. The current pulled at his legs, but he pushed on. Behind him, the hunters roared, jumping into the stream after him. Chico reached the other side, climbing up the muddy bank. But as he turned, one of the hunters was already there. He blocked Chico's path, spear aimed at his chest. Chico froze, chest heaving, heart pounding. The hunter sneered. "You should have stayed hidden, boy." The spear rose higher. Chico gripped his stick tighter. This might be the moment he would have to fight, or die. The hunter's spear tip gleamed inches from Chico's chest. The boy's heart hammered so loud he thought the forest could hear it. "End of the road," the man growled, eyes cold as stone. Behind him, the other hunters splashed through the stream, closing in. Chico tightened his grip on the sharpened stick. His mind screamed at him to run, but there was no escape. Then, he remembered Luna. Her small voice whispering in the hut, "Please come back, Chico. He couldn't die here." He wouldn't. The hunter lunged. Chico twisted sideways, the spear grazing his arm. Pain seared, but he didn't stop. He jabbed his stick forward, striking the hunter's leg. The man stumbled, cursing. Chico ducked under his arm, rolling into the mud, scrambling to his feet. Another hunter swung a net. The ropes brushed Chico's shoulder, but he spun away, his wiry body slipping free. His eyes darted upward, vines dangled from a low branch. He leapt, grabbed them, and swung hard. The sudden move sent mud flying into the hunters' faces. Chico landed behind them, panting, feet splashing in shallow water. For a moment, he felt victory, until he saw them turn. All three now had their spears raised. The leader's voice was calm but sharp as a blade. "Enough playing. The villagers want his head. Take him." Chico's stomach twisted. He could run, but they were faster. He could fight, but they were stronger. And then, an idea sparked. He darted toward the thick bushes ahead. The hunters charged after him, straight into a patch of ground Chico had marked days ago. The earth gave way. Crash. A pit trap. The hunters plunged downward, roaring as sharpened branches scraped their skin. Not deep enough to kill, but enough to hurt. Enough to slow them. Chico stood above the pit, chest heaving, mud dripping from his face. He raised his stick and shouted, Stay away from me and my sister." The hunters glared up at him, furious, but trapped. Chico turned and ran. His body ached, his arm bled, but he did not stop. He had to get back. He had to reach Luna. Back at the hut, Luna sat trembling beneath the broken roof. Her small hands clutched her knees. She whispered to herself, over and over, "Chico will come back. Chico will come back." But as she whispered, a shadow fell across the doorway. And it was not Chico. The shadow stretched across the doorway of the broken hut. Luna froze. Her breath caught in her throat. For a moment, she thought it was Chico. But no, Chico's footsteps were light, fast, careful. These steps were heavy. Slow. The door creaked. A man stepped inside. His skin was painted with black ash, his eyes narrow and cruel. One of the hunters. Luna pressed herself deeper under the old blanket, her small hands trembling. She prayed the shadows would hide her. The man's eyes swept the hut. He kicked aside broken pots, shoved away wooden planks. His gaze was sharp, searching, hunting. "I know you're here, little ghost," he hissed. "The villagers want you both gone. Where's your brother?" Luna bit her lip to stop a sob from escaping. Her chest ached. Tears stung her eyes. She thought of Chico. She thought of his promise, "Don't come out, no matter what." The hunter bent lower, his hand reaching toward the blankets. Luna's heart thudded. She couldn't move. She couldn't breathe. Just as his fingers brushed the fabric. Crash! The roof groaned, and a loose timber beam dropped between them, stirring up dust. The man coughed, waving the dirt from his face. And in that tiny moment, Luna slipped out from the other side of the blanket, crawling fast, heart racing. She squeezed through a hole in the wall, tumbling into the weeds outside. Her knees scraped, but she didn't care. She was free. But the hunter heard her. "Stop, girl!" he roared, bursting out of the hut, his spear raised. Luna ran. Her small bare feet pounded against the earth, her dress catching on branches. She darted through tall grass, lungs burning, tears streaming down her face. The hunter was close. Closer. Then, a sharp whistle split the air. Luna knew that sound. Chico. From the trees ahead, Chico appeared, blood on his arm, mud on his face, but his eyes were blazing with fire. "Run to me, Luna!" he shouted. Luna stumbled toward him. The hunter's spear shot forward, aimed at her back. Chico leapt. His wooden stick slammed against the spear's shaft, knocking it aside. The hunter snarled, towering over both children. Chico planted his feet, Luna gripping his arm. Together, the siblings faced the enemy. The forest grew still. The fight was not over. It was only beginning. Chico stood in front of Luna, his small body trembling but unyielding. The hunter towered over them, his spear sharp, his eyes full of hate. "You think you can defy the forest?" The man sneered. "You and your cursed sister should have never been born." Chico raised his wooden stick. His arm ached, his legs burned, but his voice did not waver. "Stay away from her." The hunter lunged. Chico met him head-on. The sharpened stick struck the man's chest, not deep, but enough to stun. The hunter grunted, staggering back. Luna screamed, clutching Chico's arm. The man's fury exploded. With a roar, he swung his spear sideways. The wooden shaft cracked against Chico's ribs. The boy fell, gasping, mud splashing across his face. The spear tip hovered inches from his throat. "Chico!" Luna cried, her voice breaking. The hunter grinned, raising the weapon higher. "This ends now." And then, thump. A sound echoed through the forest. Low. Heavy. Not human. The hunter froze. His head turned slowly toward the trees. Eyes. Dozens of them. Glowing in the darkness between the leaves. The jungle itself had gone silent, as if holding its breath. The hunter's bravado faded. Sweat beaded on his forehead. "No, not now," he whispered. A growl rolled through the shadows. Deep. Hungry. Whatever it was coming closer. Chico pulled Luna to her feet. Both of them trembled, staring into the void of trees. The hunter backed away, his spear shaking in his hands. And then, in one violent motion, something lunged from the darkness. A blur of claws and teeth. A scream tore through the night. The last thing Chico and Luna saw before running was the hunter dragged into the blackness, his cries swallowed by the forest. The children clung to each other, hearts pounding. They were alive, for now. But the glowing eyes were still there. And this time, they weren't leaving. Studio microphone narrator's closing line, to audience. The Amazon has claimed its prey. But it has not finished hunting. Will Chico and Luna survive what's waiting in the dark? Subscribe now. Because episode 2 will take you deeper into the nightmare.